I miss video games. Been feeling, at least this week, this last week and the week before that, or just a couple days, where I just miss playing video games. So what do I miss? I miss playing the last game that I played, which was Genshin Impact. I miss the exploration aspect, but I think it's more the progression aspect. Like, Genshin rewards you for exploration, and those rewards allow me to progress more, and I think I'm really missing the progression aspect. And surface level, it feels like I'm missing the exploration, but I think I want progression. So what does this really mean for me? Exploration aspect, I think it means I want novelty. I want to explore the newest additions to the map. And then progression. So what I want to do with this video is sort of to elucidate my thoughts and how I'm going to use this to better myself even more. So I'm going to extrapolate this into my own life and essentially get these desires of novelty and progression of video games and incorporate them into my own life through other avenues. And before that, why am I feeling this way? Past a couple weeks, it was like a downtime for classes. And I think that downtime really did not suit me. Like, I am a workaholic, and I need stuff to do. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm not progressing towards a better future. And the things with video games, you get that constant progression. It's like, it's so addicting. Video games, you just play, and it feels like you're progressing towards something. And unless you're a pro gamer, you're not progressing towards anything substantial to your life. So, that progression aspect, I'd say that's a big part. Secondly, novelty. Something novel about playing, about exploring. But also, I think that's because of boredom. And that boredom is also probably because of a lack of doing things, lack of having things to do. I'm just like sitting around wondering what I could be doing, at least the boredom. But novelty is something. Doing the same things over and over again has that flair, but then not really flair. That's the constant flame, but I need a flair sometimes, something novel. So from both of these, I really do think that it's just that I didn't have anything meaningful to do. Like, even with novelty, I'm getting plenty of novelty from reading like new mangas, reading books, watching anime. I just feel hollow. Like, I'm just passively doing something, like just essentially wasting time, just passing the time. Just don't feel good about that. So what am I gonna do? Well, this entire video is basically just a reflection of what I'm feeling and how I'm going to process it. First of all, I'm not going to play video games because I strongly believe that it doesn't offer me anything anymore. Anything meaningful besides entertainment. Therefore, what other things can video games offer me? Progression. But I get a sense of progression for my real life. And therefore, I'm going to search for things that give me that sense of accomplishment. New things, new projects to do, new avenues to pursue. That's what I'm taking out of this nostalgia from video games. What should you do then? I've thought through my thoughts. I've concluded. Are you thinking that you should do the same? By doing the same, I mean critically reflecting on why you want to do things. I want to play video games. You should do the same. Think about why you want to play video games. What is it about video games that you desire so strongly? What is it? Think about that. Are you gonna do it? Realistically, I'm doubtful. I am doubtful that you will do it. Because video games have such a strong grip. They're so addictive. Why? Because, well, pretty much all video games, the developmental team or company has psychologists that will look to see what aspects are the most addictive, will give them the most screen time. So it's a very tough battle. But I hope you'll partake. I hope you'll join me. So, reflect on your own desires. Why do you want what you want? You need to know this stuff. Otherwise, you're just walking through fog, hoping to get to your destination. I find it interesting that to sin is an archery term. It means to miss a target. It's not quite what the contemporary or religious or whatever definition of sin is, or what I think of it as. But it's true. You need to know what you are hitting, otherwise you won't succeed. You need to know what success looks like in order to succeed. You need to know your target. Otherwise, you'll fail. You'll sin. So, if you know your target, then it's all about doing the things that will get you a step closer. Every day will be minuscule. I feel like just one minuscule step out of 10,000 to 1,000,000 steps. But that minuscule step adds up. So if you were to keep improving on one aspect, 10% for each year, in a decade you would be 260% better. Over 2.5 times better at that specific skill than your starting point. That's only 10% each year. And I mean, you can scale it down even more. Scale it down from like 10 years, because thinking about 10 years is quite hard. You can scale it down to 5 years, 2 years. Anything lower than 1 year, I would... Only for specific things, I think. You can only say for 1 year. But it just shows the power of compound interest. And then imagine if you keep on improving as you get older, past 10 years, 15, 20 years. Imagine that. Imagine how good you could be. On the flip side, imagine the opposite. Imagine if you keep getting worse by 10% each year. And the truth is, if you do nothing, you aren't staying at the same place really. If you do nothing, you're actively like worsening yourself each year. You are. It's like Alice in Wonderland with the Red Queen. You need to run as fast as you can in order to just stay in the same place. You do nothing for decades. Imagine the kind of monster you could be. Imagine the kind of life you would be living. So someone said this before, I don't remember who, but hell is looking at who you could be. Just like, just staring at the me that could have been. Just staring at who I could have been. Staring at that potential. Seeing how much I've squandered. Yeah, that's hell. That is hell. So, take the time to reflect. Decide to improve yourself. Don't decide to stagnate. Because by stagnating, you're actively what's the word? You're actively getting worse. You're not even staying in the same place. So reflect. Do the same. Do it now.